Hello, this is a website we've built for a client of ours, Beechwood Tree Care, who are based near Reading. We took their existing website and evolved it rather than redesigned it because there was a lot of good stuff on their current site. And it was more a case of organizing it better, making it easier for people to find things, and then sort of growing the SEO side of things, growing the company information and so on from there. So this is their current site. It's not very different from their previous site, which is this one here. What you'll see we've tried to do here is several things. First up, we've deliberately made the image a bit shorter so you can see things below. I know there's a message here that says continue scrolling. You've always got to assume people will overlook things and therefore make life easier for them, i.e., when you show them something at the bottom, then they know when something's a little bit hidden, they know there's more, and there's far more chance they'll scroll down than if the image takes up the whole space and that looks like that's it. So where do I go next? And I go somewhere else here. Little things like that, based on the way human psychology works, i.e., we're interested in things we can't quite see. We want to try and find something. Um, the actual structure of the site we changed around a bit as well, because at the moment you can see, or sorry, on the previous site you can see it was focused on residential, commercial, rather than the actual services. And obviously a lot of the services are the same whether it is residential or commercial. It's still crown reduction, it's still tree surgery, felling, etc. No matter which one it is. The way the old site was set up is that within residential, for example, you had little bits on all the bits and pieces. The problem with that is, from an SEO perspective, we've got all of our eggs in one basket. We've got everything on one page, and it's very hard to sort of show to Google what this page is about. It's if someone's searching for residential tree surgery, fine, but if they're searching for crown reduction, felling, etc., it's not going to work because we've got too many different ideas all together on that one page. Where we've gone with it then, so same image here, which is a good one. They do a lot of commercial work. That's their main focus. So a nice commercial image on the top there. Homepage, like with all websites, is a bit of an overview of everything that they do. So it's a kind of a summary, if you like, and it's also a link to other parts of the website. So the services, rather than saying commercial and domestic or commercial and residential, we've broken it down into all the actual services they do so we can target those at search ranking. We've got projects in here, we've got locations, again, targeted at SEO, their key locations, pages about what they do in those locations. We've got a team page and an about page, and also a good why choose Beechwood with some reasons that people should probably choose Beechwood rather than another tree surgeon, the things that they tend to do differently. I'll show you all of those, but one of the other things we've done for them is to set up a call booking system whereby someone can pick a date to arrange a call with Kim, who is their sort of first point of contact with new inquiries, and they can book a time, put in their details, schedule that call, and then Kim will give them a ring and talk over what they're looking to have done. A lot of people like that. I think it's because there's different types of person that makes an inquiry. There are those that want action now, that will just pick up the phone and make the call. But if they can't make that call now, if they've got other things going on, then there's the fill in the form, send an email side of things. But booking a call is something in between. It's arranging it when you are ready to take that call, and being fairly sure they'll respond. There is this problem that probably all of us have experienced, that you fill in a contact form for something you need, and then you sit and you wait and nothing happens. You get no response from the company, or a week later they finally come back to you. And the reality is you probably want something doing straight away. So being able to book a call means that you can say, right, next Monday, that works for me. I'll book a call in for 9 o'clock, whatever it may be. And then you're going to speak to someone from that company at that time. It's quite a popular option. The other aspect to it from our perspective is that when someone books a call, they get an email confirming the call, and then they get a reminder an hour before so they don't forget that they've got it in the diary. So when Kim rings them, there's a much, much higher chance that they'll be there waiting for the call than they would be otherwise. So coming back to the sort of start of the website, the homepage, a few bits and pieces on that. Arbor Proof, so we've got that up very high up on the website. As with all websites where we've got a client that has a lot of Google reviews, we've got Google reviews on the site, Google review widget as it's called at the side there, so people can verify the quality of the company. We've got all their main services on the homepage, linking through to the service pages as well. And we've got some additional reviews down here, sort of hidden within the text. So these are some really good reviews that are just the idea is that someone will stumble across them when they're looking through the site. This is Neil, the MD, and he features a number of places on the website, which I think is a very good thing because when it's your business, it's important to show who you are, who is behind the company. And down the bottom here, just a simple call to action, to get in touch, and then links to all the internal pages. So the homepage, quite long, a lot longer than it was on the old site because we've got a lot more things in there. The old site, we just had sorry, let me just come back to the homepage. We just had some basic information about the company, residential, commercial, and that's it. So we've got a lot more in there, all the services, we've got the reviews and everything else. So there's a great deal on that homepage. Homepage is very important because it will normally be the most visited page on the website. So you want to have everything on that page. So if somebody doesn't look at any other page, they've got everything they need from the homepage, and they've got that warm and fuzzy feeling about your company and the quality of your work and so on. The services, broken down into detail on the services, and wherever possible you can see we've used photos with people in because that tends to get the best engagement possible. If we can show somebody doing something, then it works extremely well. What else we got here? Pollarding, explaining what pollarding is, talking about the process, how the company works, and so on. It's all in there. We've also got one or two more targeted pages. There's a page for schools here, and on that page, because they work with a lot of schools, it is designed for a school to get in touch with them, and then they can go back and they can have a conversation about what they do for other schools and how they work, etc. And we've got a list of the schools down below, just to if you are facilities manager, for example, of a school, and you want to just see who else they've worked with, we've got a list on there as well, just to sort of set the mind at ease, if you like. We've got some projects on here too, and one of the very good things about Beechwood is that Neil has recorded quite a few videos of the work they've done. So I'm just going to start that one. I'm just going to mute the sound, but it's in a very personal way. He's showing himself on the video, and he's talking about what they've done. So this is a woodland restoration project they've worked on for many years, and it's a great way of showing who the company is. If I'm a potential customer and I've not come across Beechwood before, and I'm wondering whether I should use them, if they're a good company or not, if I can see a video talking about what they are and the MD of the company is in there, it gives me a confidence in who they are and how they work. So video is a very, very valuable tool. On the about page, we've got a couple of things. We've got about the company, but we've also got a why choose Beechwood. And on here, Neil's put together a bit of an overview of what makes them special, the USPs, if you like. So what happens when you get in touch? This is what happens. Will the tree surgeon be knowledgeable about trees? What about council permissions, etc.? All of that stuff is in there. So it puts the mind at rest of the person looking at it. We've also got a team page, and again, everything up front. Here are the people behind the company. When they come on site, they'll look smart. They'll wear a logoed shirt. They'll turn up in a company van and everything else. all very professional, and it's what the potential customers want. They want that sort of peace of mind that they can rely on the company. And lastly, the contact page. And really, a contact page, in my opinion, needs to be as simple as possible. An easy route to getting in touch. We've deliberately put the contact form on the left as the first thing because that's their preferred method of contact in terms of, if someone fills that in, then they've got all the information. Second choice is a phone call. Third choice is booking a call, email, WhatsApp. So they've sort of steered them in the route that they'd like them to go in. So all in all, it's not dramatically different to the old website. It's an evolution, really. The design is similar, the font is similar, the layout is all very similar. But rather than having two pages, one for residential, one for commercial, we've broken it down into all their services, and we've targeted those pages at search ranking for it. So if someone's searching for a pollarding company near me, for example, then our pollarding page is targeted on that. And then when they're on the website, then we've got the project pages, then we've got about the company, why choose them, the team page, and the different ways of getting in touch. That's all there once they get to the site. So it works well. It's a very, very effective website and ranks well in their local area, bringing in a lot of new inquiries for them.